Hello everybody and welcome to another Scuffed Radio video. In today's video we are going to be installing this Uniden R3 radar detector here into the mobile, as well as putting in a dash camera. We're going to be hardwiring this all in. I have here the hardwire kit, which I got off Amazon. It was about $9, and then I don't like suction cup mounts, so I went and got the permanent mirror mount kit for the Uniden here. I've been running this in the work van for about 3 days now, and I've just been absolutely blown away by how good this thing works. It'll detect police cars, providing that they have their radar on, of course, about a half mile to a quarter of a mile away, which is just insane. I paid about $230 for this. I've started using the Amazon and eBay renewed sections a lot lately, and have been really impressed with the stuff I've gotten. I've purchased 2 phones from there, as well as this eBay renewed. Paid about $230 for it versus the full price, which is $300, and it came with all the original accessories. Came in the factory box with the factory pouch and everything it's supposed to come with. I mean, I really don't know why you wouldn't buy renewed, because it came like it was brand new. I mean, it's got everything. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I think I'm going to do is actually mount the radar detector up under the mirror. That way I know how long to make this cord, and we'll go from there. So here's my mirror. This is a 2006 Chevrolet Suburban, and as you can see, it has the stalk right there, which holds up the mirror. So I think I'm just going to mount to that, because I really don't like suction cups. They come off in the cold and they leave rings on your windshield, and from the outside they just look, you know, you could see the ring of the suction cup outside the truck. So this is the area where the radar detector is going to be mounted. I'm going to run the wires up above the headliner like I did with everything else, and it should look pretty clean once it's all finished. So let's figure out how this whole thing works here. Alrighty, so this cost me, I think, about $14 for the mount. So we have a little bag of parts. So we've got like a little, like a piece of rubber, like an anti-vibrational thing perhaps. We've got a little ball thingy, and then we've got this thing, which this could also be used as a GoPro mount because of the position of that thing right there. This would make a great GoPro mount. So it looks like that little strip of rubber that I pulled out goes around the mirror, and you use it as like an anti-damage, anti-vibration kind of deal. So it does also come with a tripod style of mount, which is also interesting. So you could put any number of GoPro accessories, a GoPro, or even a camera could hang from this this accessory, which is really, really cool. Here is also the piece that goes to the actual the radar detector itself. This is made out of metal. I can tell this is made out of metal. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to just undo one side of this wing nut here. So first order of business is to put that through there. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. That's gonna go through there, and that's gonna go through there. Hold that like that, and then sneak a screw up here. I'm gonna have to move my mirror. I wanted to avoid moving the mirror because I hate readjusting it, but well, there we go. It's moved now. Okay. Got that wing nut on. Alright, and then we're gonna take my little square of rubber here and try my best to shove it up in there. Because I don't want this thing to like cut through these wires or damage these over time. And this little pad of rubber here will do exactly that. It'll protect them and make it so they don't get hurt. Okay, wow, that looks really good. I am very pleased by that. I may have to do something. For being so cheap, so far I'm pretty happy with it. Can't really think of anything that I would change if I were to redesign this. I think from the way I sit in my seat, in the driver's seat, I really think that this is gonna block those wing nuts there. And I'll confirm later. But here we go. Let's go ahead and put the little GoPro mount thingy in here. That feels nice and sturdy. Let's put this up in there. Oh yeah, I quite like that actually. That seems pretty good. I probably am gonna end up sticking a bit of foam tape between here and the underside of the mirror, just to like make it so it really can't vibrate around. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But so far, this is looking really nice. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, this is super nice. This is what it looks like from my point of view. So you can see the top of the, well, can you really? No, you really can't see the top of the wing nuts there. That's awesome. And there it is, mounted up under there. I mean, if I poke it, it does vibrate just a little. So what I may end up doing is putting like a little foam pad or something between that and there and just glue it so it's sitting straight. I'll adjust it so it's still level, you know. But I'm really liking that so far. That's like exactly what I had in mind when I imagined wanting this in my truck. So now we got to worry about the wiring, and this shouldn't be all that difficult because the Suburban has accessory power. You can turn on or off switch depending on whether the key's in the ignition. So we're gonna be, first we'll fish this up over here, and then we'll move on to wiring it down here, which is where the fuses are, which is pretty easy. I want to break the dashboard. Nothing like that, please. This is a very brittle, old material here. So with that out of the way, we're gonna take our hardwire kit. Let's go ahead and pour this stuff out right here. Man, they really thought of everything. We got zip ties, we got all this good stuff. All right, so here we go. The plug is an RJ11, I believe is what you call that, style plug. And this is gonna run up over the headliner. And then we have here a fuse, which will then go into any one of these here fuse box adapters. So you essentially plug this into the fuse box, and then you put whatever fuse would have gone in it in the little holder, and then you have a second fuse for the actual radar detector. And this appears to have a third fuse in it, so we're gonna have a total of two fuses in line with this whole setup, which is pretty, yeah, it sure does. It's got another little fuse in the wiring harness, so there's two fuses in line with the radar detector, which is pretty thorough. Go ahead and unfold. They gave me tons of cord too. I mean, this is really something. Tons of power cord. And we are gonna route this as cleanly as possible. So we'll plug that into there, just like that. And this is gonna go up and pretty much just follow the mirror wiring. All right, so we've got the cable here routed up behind the cables back here and the mount, and then they follow up the mirror wiring, which goes to like the thermometer and the buttons. And then from there we run up above the headliner, and not just like tucked in where it's gonna fall out either. No, we pushed it way up there, and it comes down along here and then down right here where the pillar is. And as you can see, I have my other cables here for my future projects that are running up to the center console here. But we're gonna run this down inside the dash here, and they're gonna pop out in the fuse box. All right, so after playing around with my multimeter for a minute, I decided to try out, this is a 10 amp fuse. It is located right up in there, as you can kind of see, right there. Anyhow, I put the 3 amp fuse on top and the 10 amp fuse on the bottom, which is what you have to do. The bottom one is the original and the top one is the fuse for the radar detector. So here we go. We've got this little plug right here. Now I just gotta wire this, or run this down through the dashboard and bring it down to under here. All right, so I did a little bit of off-camera mining in my Minecraft world, and now I have a ton of diamonds in the form of these cables here have been successfully attached to the ground screw. There's actually 2 of them, and this here works. I just tested it, and now what we're gonna do is wire up the dash cam wire and just do the same thing we just did on the radar detector. We're gonna coil it up and make it look all nice in there. But this is a pretty clean way to do it. Switching off this fuse. I'm a perfectionist about how I wire stuff electrically, and this, I'm fine with this because we're putting such a tiny load on it that I don't think it really matters. If I was putting a heavier load on it, I would definitely create my own relay system to switch, you know, massive current whenever I turn the key on. But we're not worried about that, so this is such a small little accessory. And then we've got our dash camera here. This is a Rove4k dash cam. We run these in our work trucks and they work just fine. They're not anything amazing. They're pretty cheap little cameras, but they do their job, because you're never gonna find a camera, even if you pay a lot for one, you're not gonna find a camera with an amazing sensor in it unless you run like a GoPro camera or something. So this is fine. Maybe I'll upgrade it one day, but these are tried and true and I know they work good. So we're gonna be popping one up here. I'm still deciding where I wanna mount it. because I want to be able to like see the screen on it, but I also don't want it blocking my vision, and I want it to have a good clear view of the road. So we're gonna figure that out here. All right, we've got all our cables tucked up very nicely up in here. I've checked everything, it's functioning normally. So we're gonna put the cover back on here on top of this stuff. Just clip that in just like that. All right, now we get to hang up the dash cam where we want, and I finished everything else at the perfect time because the rain has started to start again. So we're gonna clean out my seat here, and I'm gonna move around a little bit and try and get this knocked out. I'm really excited. It's gonna be awesome. I think that's gonna be the ticket right there. The sticky will be entirely on the black part of the window, and it should have a fairly unobstructed view. So let me plug in here, and I'm gonna take a look at what the view is like on this thing. And this will be my opportunity to demonstrate that the ignition wiring all works. So put key in, start the truck.
X band, K band, KA band, laser, GPS connected.
So there is the radar detector powered up and online. This is what we're gonna worry about next. And I'm thinking it would probably go pretty good like that. Tilt this down a little bit. Oh yeah, I think that right there will do it pretty good. All right, I acquired some 3M tape. We are going to stick it up and see what we can do about it. All right, so that's gonna go like that. So we're gonna get the cover off here. And I'm pretty much gonna stick it as high up as I can get it. About halfway over, just right there. Press it on. Hard to get like a space where I can get any leverage in this car. I get that like lean over. Yeah. Also don't want to bust my window. All right, that's held up there. As good as it's gonna get. All right, now time for the camera. Camera slides in like that. I'm gonna adjust before I stick it up here permanently though, and get the wire strung up. I'm gonna adjust a couple settings on here. All right, that appears to be functioning normally. So I will just stick it up there, like so. All right, camera's in place. Wires all hidden nice and good. Now we're just gonna put the little cover back on, which goes over the wires that I put in. There you go. Oh, look at that. That is just beautiful. And there we have it. The very clean dash cam and radar detector install. Here we have the dash cam up top, recording in a loop always. Got a pretty good view there, I'd say. Cable is as clean as you can really make it. Then we have the radar detector here with altimeter and heartbeat screen turned on. All nicely hidden up above the headliner and installed super cleanly. I am very, very happy with this. This looks awesome. Two very important upgrades in the KM4 OVZ got down mobile radio station. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope it was entertaining to some capacity. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, 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 bye.